us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Heal Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Heal Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Bad guys do real shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big dreams, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just some rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heal Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Heal Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz. That's Draven Grimes. This is HSP. And we're talking Netflix and Raw, baby. We already went through the news of the card on Weekend Wrestling on Tuesday, but we're going to give you our breakdown thoughts, more in-depth analysis, and we'll get into it right after this. Hey.
Cool! Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heal Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. Bad guys do real shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big dreams, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just some rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool.
All right, how you doing, man?
Oh, the countdown is on, my guy. The countdown is on. We are 8 days and counting until the old snippy snip. No, I ain't talking about getting fixed. So I'm getting a little nervous on that. Trying to keep my brain busy, keep my mind off of it until last second, like I do my matches, basically. Hopefully, I come back with 2 nuts and a dick. Man.
Hope you come back with that minus a gallbladder.
Hopefully.
Seeing as how that's what they're going in for.
Hopefully. But you know how
you need
people
to take
are.
a big Sharpie and go, no, with a big arrow down there.
Yeah, but then knowing my luck, I'll have like this really hot nurse that's really into banging their fucking patients, and they're going to see that and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll skip you then.
I think it's a chance we're taking. All right.
I don't want to transition yet.
All right. So we've been gone a few shows. I've been sick. Blame it on me. What the fuck ever.
He's still going to blame me for it somehow, some way.
Always your fault.
Fuck you.
All right. So Monday night, Raw's Netflix debut. We went through the match card. We know who won.
It was 4 fucking matches, though.
But there is so much more to talk about this fucking show.
There is. That cold opening. Let's start there. That. First off, WWE has some of the best production in the fucking business. They make some of the best cold openings. They make some of the best hype videos, and this was no exception. To me, it told a great story. It never lost me, but it felt like it just went a little long. Man, like if it were live in the crowd, I'm good with that. But me sitting at home, and I timed it. It was about 5.5 minutes. They could have cut 2 minutes off of that, still told the same story.
Yeah,
but again,
it was well done.
Yes, it was.
H sounded good during it. The editing and the quality was top notch. I really liked how it went directly into the big curtain drop to reveal the ring and him. So all that was great. Started off really strong.
Mm-hmm. We from there, obviously Triple H gave a small promo, thanking everybody for coming out. This is Raw on Netflix. And we kind of went straight into, I don't want to call him the final boss because this felt more like Dwayne coming out.
Yeah,
it was The Rock.
It was just Dwayne. He comes out and he's, all he's doing is basically he's Mark-tastic.
Yes.
All right? The Rock is Mark-tastic. Nobody loves The Rock more than The Rock.
Trademark that.
Yeah.
Mark-tastic.
Mark-tastic. He comes out, he talks about the Netflix executives, he points Cody out, and instead of talking like final boss shit, he praises him, he thanks him.
This is where they start kind of irking me a little bit. Because where was Cody?
In the front fucking row.
Randomly in the front fucking row.
Yeah.
This will play later on down the line. But to me, this kind of felt scrambled eggish. You know what I'm saying? A
little bit. And we'll get more into this later. But this whole thing about showing off your own contracted talent in the fucking audience.
In the skybox.
Like it's like their celebrities just happen to come out for the show is fucking retarded. All right. You know why they're there. They have to be there. Okay. It's not a flex that Cody Rhodes is in the crowd or that LA Knight is in the crowd. I know they're on SmackDown, but they're still there because they have to be there. All right. Yeah. It's not, it's really weak to say, hey, look, all the stars are in attendance. Look at everyone that we pay to be here. Like, come the fuck up.
I mean, even with like Saturday Night's Main Event when they had all the legends sitting ringside, that kind of made sense because of how Saturday Night's Main Event was primarily done in the 80s and early 90s.
Right.
So they're doing a callback. They could have done the same thing with Monday Night Raw. And I'm not saying put fucking Donald Trump in the front fucking row. Fuck that. That will, in California, you get the Hulk Hogan booze, my guy.
Yeah.
My God. But, I think they made the right call with X-Pac being out there. They could have put a few of the producers out there, like, Brian James or Road Dogg.
Sure.
And a lot of the older guys that's worked Attitude Era shit. They could have had Taker out there in fucking attendance. Now, granted, we know why he wasn't in attendance
Right.
in the crowd now, but putting your mid card guys on Raw, putting your mid card guys from SmackDown in the front row, in the skybox, it just felt hokey, and it really took away from the time that matches could have been done.
Yeah.
And I've seen that. It's been one of the big complaints of this particular show. It was only 4 matches on the card.
3-hour show, and they scrapped 2 of them.
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't understand. I mean, most PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever. I'm still old school. I'll call it pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Most pay-per-views that are not the big 4, they're 5-match cards.
Yeah.
And I feel that this show would not have got as much gripe as far as the format of it had there been that 5th match. Go ahead and have that Chad Gable versus Pentagon, because let's face it, that's what's going to happen on Raw that's coming up.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing the bullshit backstage, wasted 3 minutes. A lot of this show felt like a stall.
Yeah.
It opened great with The Rock. We went right into the tribal combat with Roman Reigns, which I said was probably the best, considering they're having Punk and Seth close the show. Let's go ahead and just start there at the Roman and Solo match. Good match. It was good. Wasn't great.
Wasn't great.
It wasn't fine. It was good.
It was good.
But you can definitely tell Solo was off a step.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Roman carried that. He carried it well. But there was a lot of spots where you can clearly see Solo was lost.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of it in War Games, especially towards the end of the match.
Right.
To me, this kind of shows me that unless he's working with somebody that he can feed off of, if he's put in that position of where he's got to be the veteran, he's not ready.
No. Definitely not.
But still, good match.
Mm-hmm.
The tribal combat, the whole thing about tribal combat is there's supposed to be zero fucking interference from anybody of Samoan heritage. That's how the original tribal combat match with Jay and Roman was laid out, and that's how it's supposed to be done.
Mm.
But of course, the fucking Tongans.
Now it's just a fucking.
It's a no DQ match.
It's a no DQ match.
That's all it is.
Basically, the biggest menace of that fucking match was the broken table in the middle of the ring.
Oh Jesus, fuck yes.
Fucking, I don't know if anybody else. Well, we notice it because we notice all that shit. But the first move that Jacob Fatu was supposed to do was a super kick.
Yep.
But he couldn't because the thing that wraps around the table was just laying there, and he caught his fucking foot in it.
Yep.
That's why if you see right after that, Tama Tonga comes around and grabs the pieces of the table and throws it out of the ring. And that's cool that it happened on the fly. It happens.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, and generally, referees are pretty much on top of that. They'll kind of try to nonchalantly move stuff so the next spot can be done. But there's just so much shit going on at one time. This really was like, you hear me say scrambled eggs all the time. And a lot of the time, it's like the multi-man matches of AEW where like there's no fucking control. It's all chaos. Right. This is the closest thing I've seen so far in the past 6 months with WWE. I'm not counting War Games because that's how it's done, but still there was a story told there. But the interference with Jacob and Tama Tonga, the interference with Sammy and Jimmy, it kind of took away from it. Now, if they just went with Kevin and Cody doing the interference, I can get that. Because again, non-Samoan heritage, not part of the bloodline bullshit, so to speak.
But there's history there.
There is history there. But what irked me the fucking most, and we said it just a few minutes ago, where the fuck was Cody Rhodes at the beginning of the goddamn show?
In the crowd.
In the fucking crowd. Where the fuck did he come out for the interference?
Backstage.
With the fucking music and everything. Why? Fucking why?
Why couldn't you just jump the barricade and got involved like Kevin did? Kevin didn't come in with
come
music.
from opposing sides. Obviously, Cody was on one side. Have fucking Kevin come from the other. Hit the stunner real quick. Do the setup that he was supposed to do. Fucking Cody jumped the fucking barricade. No music was needed. No shenanigans were needed. Just fucking Cody jumped the barricade. Make it feel real.
Right.
I mean, they're going into a ladder match in less than 3 weeks at the Rumble for both titles. This was the first what the fuck moment of the night. This felt very indie. I didn't like it. This was one of those Brian Cage things, the GMSI, to get my shit in kind of feel. Well, Cody, we're going to run the interference, but I need you to run from way the fuck over there, all the way backstage, just so we can hit your music for 15 fucking seconds, just for a cheap pop. I don't like it. I don't like it. This was not very WWE-ish, and I get it. They want to try. They're trying new stuff going into the Netflix era, but this is not something that worked.
I agree. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, we knew Roman was going to win.
Yeah.
And he did. It's cool. Ula follows back where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, as soon as the match is over, old King Rock had to come out and make his presence known again.
What'd you call him? What we trademarking?
He's Mark-tastic.
He's Mark-tastic.
So he had to come out and give the Ula follow.
Well, to be fair, when he was making his entrance at the beginning of the show after the Triple H thing, they made it very fucking known that he is now for shoot the new High Chief of the Samoan Nation. Don't ask me what the fuck the name was. I couldn't tell you right off the rip. It took me 7 months just to say Ula Fala right.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see why that would have happened, but it didn't need to happen there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give Paul that chance, because they made Paul a very integral part by saying basically winner gets Paul Heyman as their wise man. So why not just let Paul have that fucking moment? Dwayne, you did your part. You didn't need to come back out.
Richard, good to see you, bro.
What's going on, brother, man? But
talking Raw on Netflix. If you got opinions, give them to us.
Absolutely. But Dwayne coming out and basically stealing the spotlight from Paul kind of irked me the wrong way. And that's the second thing about this night. I also felt that a lot of the post-match shit, every match, post-match shit, was kind of drawn out more than it needed to be. And I get it. You know, they predicted almost a 4-hour show. Fuck that. I mean, they got it confined down to 3 hours. But if you needed to waste time, give us a filler match. Give us a piss break match. Give us something.
Yeah.
You didn't need to do all these backstage segments and go, hey, look at our guys down there at the front row. Look at our guys up there in the skybox. Didn't need that.
No.
If you need to fucking waste some time, put New Day out there with a mic for 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They'd get the Hulk Hogan booze and that'd be an end of it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the hell we're talking about with the Hulk Hogan booze, we'll get there soon.
We'll get there.
We'll get there soon. But yeah, the Roman...
Bertha, good to see you.
What's going on? But the solo Roman match was good. It was a good opening. It was the right choice of that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people complain that it should have been Jay and Drew. But the way you, and this is from a Booker standpoint, you want to start your show hot and you want to end your show hot.
Yep.
The meat and potatoes of the show, you know, it could be wishy-washy. It could be good. It could be bad. It could be indifferent. But you want to start hot and you want to end hot. So for those of you that said the Drew and J match should have opened, I respectfully and disrespectfully fucking disagree with your asses because that's not how we book shit in pro wrestling.
All due disrespect, that was 2 packs of ass.
Yes.
100%. Thank you, Stokely.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so moving on.
Moving on. We had a couple of backstage segments. Again, we had the let's go to the crowd and talk about our superstars. Let's go to the skybox. They did that shit. Nobody gave a fuck, really. But we went into Liv and Rhea part 69. Thank God this feud is fucking over. I will say that.
I'm glad. My issue is I could watch these two all the time.
I know, but to me, this was starting to get stale.
No, man. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, the prodigal son returns.
Yeah, they've done it a lot. But it was a fitting end. Rhea won as she should have.
I'm not saying this wasn't the right call at all.
Yeah, no, I know.
This is 100% the right call.
But it's just happened too many times.
Exactly. It was getting watered down to me. Like, what could they have done differently here? Which they did nothing differently here that they haven't done prior to. I will go out on a limb and say this was match of the night.
Yep.
As big a fan as I am of the main event, the main event was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
This was great.
Yeah.
This was the best match on the card. It told a fantastic story. No wasted motion. I didn't see really any flaws. A couple little fuck ups here and there, but they were able to cover it well enough to where we didn't really get a chance to notice it before moving on to the next thing. It took me rewatching the show the next day to kind of go, oh, fuck. There's a little slip up there. Oh, well, that was a mistiming.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I'm watching it live, I'm not looking for that shit. That's
Yeah.
why I like watching it again the day after. And I'm
Sure.
so glad we got Netflix doing this shit now.
Yeah.
Love it. The post match after Rhea won, I thought was handled phenomenally.
Mhm.
It not only kind of ended the thing with Liv, it ended the thing with Dom.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I've seen a lot of work kicks to the nuts. That wasn't a work, my friend.
That had some venom in it.
Either she was still fucking pumped up on adrenaline, or that motherfucker had a nut cup.
Yeah.
Because she fucking hit goal.
Yes.
My God.
She place kicked them balls.
And then hit that fucking beautiful riptide on him. And the whole time you could see him like wanting to reach for his fucking nuts.
Dude, how many... Thanks, man. Appreciate that, no, man.
What's going on?
How many female finishers is that motherfucker taking? He's taken the Riptide multiple times. He took the Glam Slam.
I mean, he's the perfect person for that shit. I didn't want to say this a year ago, but I've become a fan of him. He's the Eddie Guerrero of this generation. You love to fucking hate him. And I do. I love to fucking hate him. But my one little concern from this is, where does he go now? Because he kind of showed his whole hand on Monday night. He just wants to be with the champ. Yeah.
So I don't know. There's going to be obviously have to be a fallout with him and Liv.
There's going to be a fallout with all of Judgment Day.
And Judgment Day. Judgment Day needs to it's time.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of been building it up with Liv and Finn in the past few weeks leading up to this. They didn't play on that at all. I think they're going to play on that a lot with the upcoming street fight between Damian and Finn that's coming up on Raw. Maybe this is where we see Judgment Day implode on this episode of Raw. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we know that Finn is supposed to get a big singles push this year.
Yes. Yes, he is.
We also know that I haven't seen fucking JD McDonough have a match in months.
Dude, he's so off balance with that head. He can't sit straight.
Lord Farquaad is not a good professional wrestler. All right? If he lost 20 pounds a head, then he probably would be okay.
I mean, if Liv would give me 20 pounds a head, we would be fine.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Matt,
I'm sorry, I was daydreaming. Sorry.
We all were. We all
fucking
were.
Liv Morgan, dude. And this is my problem. All right. If Liv Morgan becomes like the last hot thing and now they drop her like to next to nothing, like I would almost wish she kept the fucking title, because Liv Morgan deserves to be in the main event scene.
This is what needs to happen. She needs to win the Rumble this year and go to Mania for the SmackDown title, because they are severely lacking star power right now. Raw has all the fucking women's stars.
True.
So why not have Tiffany Stratton versus Liv Morgan? Because you know they're not going to take the belt off her just yet. I mean, anything's better than a refrigerator.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of teasing that match at Royal Rumble, which more than likely is going to happen. But Tiffany's going to go over Nia, and you know they need someone to test Tiffany to see if she's ready to for the long term to be that. And I think Liv can be that person.
Yeah.
Plus, it gives them time to separate the two. So if they ever need to come back, say a year or two down the line, it'll always work. It'll always click. It's kind of like Cena and Orton.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Keep them far away from each other until you need a good feud.
Yep. And then the coolest part of the night, as Rhea was leaving with her newly won championship,
Feels bittersweet.
it was a little bittersweet, but Taker came out to his worst entrance music in history.
Oh, yeah.
So I hate that fucking Kid Rock bullshit.
And let me be clear. I like Kid Rock's music. I like his older music. But there's something about bastardizing Sad But True that never sat well with me.
No.
and it just don't sit well. What, dude? You have so many good ones from Jim Johnston, the fucking goat of WWE music.
Yeah.
You have fucking You're Gonna Pay. You have Dead Man Walking. He can come out to a remix of the Ministry theme, which I would fucking mark out for.
Yeah.
You can even get the licensing for Limp Bizkit rolling. I mean, let's face it. The early 2000s, Limp Bizkit was wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you had them fucking headline multiple pay-per-views with their fucking music. And I'm fairly sure it'll be a little bit cheaper than fucking Kid Rock. I'm just saying.
yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
shout out to Big Johnny who's still using Limp Bizkit in 2025.
very nice, very nice. So Taker comes out. I was a little confused to start.
Yes.
All right? Taker comes out and he goes past Rhea, who's up at the stage.
Mm-hmm.
He drives around the ring on his motorcycle.
Yep.
And then he starts to leave. And I'm like, is this really how they're spending their money for the Undertaker? He's just going to come out, ride around the ring?
And it wasn't even about him. This kind of felt like they were taken away from Rhea's win.
They really, really did. Yeah, I was like, why are they stomping all over her celebration?
Like, this is the first time I've ever seen my cousin be like, I really don't want to see you here. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, no, it was, but then it all came
They
together.
did the thing.
He passed the torch. She is...
That's what we're saying it is.
Yeah. She is the female face. Well, right now, she's the face of WWE.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I know that...
If it's not her, it's Roman. Without question.
If you subscribe, can you get a free subscription to Netflix? Not from us, bro.
No.
Sorry, we haven't worked that deal out with Netflix yet.
No, not a sponsor yet. Not a sponsor yet. We're working on it, though, Kenneth. We're working on it.
But you do get a lot of cool perks if you join the membership.
Oh, yeah. $4.99.
Yeah,
all it takes.
absolutely. So, yeah, Taker came up. He allowed her to do the signature fist raise.
I marked out.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't marking out. I was more raging, like, could have been me.
Yeah, no, that was dope.
It was. I enjoyed every bit of it. So let's go ahead and take our first commercial break real quick, and we'll be right back, and we'll continue on.
All right, we will be right back.
Let me introduce you to our new sponsor, Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Check this out. They sent us this huge box of samples with all these amazing flavors, from traditional flavors like the OG and ranch, to unique flavors like cinnamon churro and my favorite, backyard barbecue.
Absolutely, man. Let's not forget the garlic parmesan, cracked black pepper, and my personal favorite, the maple brown sugar. It is grade A, phenomenal, my guy.
So me, Draven, and Miner all sat down, went through all these flavors. Of course, we each had our favorite, but one thing we agreed on, this is an amazing brand. If you're a sunflower seed eater, definitely need to check this out. If you're not a sunflower seed eater, you still need to check these out because they got a flavor that you like, without question. Miner's favorite was dill pickle. I like the barbecue. Use the link in the description and enjoy.
Bad guys do hill shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big dreams, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even faced. Just some rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool.
Right. And to add on to that, we just created and released first members only show. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a member, there will be brand new members only. Everything for the members, the merch is at cost.
Yep.
So you get it cheaper than we do because I demand that we all pay full price for our merch. You guys,
Boy, do I.
You get it at cost. All right.
Trust me, I fucking pay full price every goddamn month.
Well, it would have been nice if I turned my fucking microphone on. Jesus Christ.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
If you didn't catch any of that.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. We're fucking live.
Yeah.
We'll do it live.
Say it again.
Fuck it.
We just released our first members only shirt. So in the member section, check out the merch store. You get it cost. It's a shirt nobody else will have except the members. And you get all the merch on the membership merch store for cost. Cheaper than us.
Real quick, I want to shout out the creator of that logo, Jay Harmon. He did a phenomenal job with it.
Beautiful shirt.
And he got some more work for Dark Cordz and Draven Grimes coming in. So maybe we'll have some members only TFK merch
Hell yeah,
in the near
that'd be
future.
sweet.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we just wrapped up the Rhea Taker.
Rhea Taker. So come back. They're doing a fucking backstage thing with Chad Gable and Adam Pearce, basically setting up Pentagon's fucking debut, which should have been on this show. They needed a 5th match, and this would have been the match. Pentagon get a good pop, do the fucking one-on-one, because originally it was supposed to be 6-man tag, whatever the fuck Chad Gable Stable's called at this point.
American Alpha.
Whatever. American
Made.
That reminds me of American Males from WCW. Had Buff Bagwell in it. American Males. The most fucking retarded ass song I ever heard in my life. But it was supposed to be a 6-man tag with Gable's group, Rey Mysterio, one of his LWO followers, and a surprise entrant, which was going to be Pentagon. That's the original. That was what was on tap for that. But for whatever reason, they cut it for, let's show our boys in the crowd. So, fuck it. So they set that up, and Chad basically said, give me any luchador that you got. I want to face him one-on-one next week. And as soon as he said that, literally anybody over the age of 2 was like, Pentagon.
Enter.
Because they just showed the teaser trailer right before going to this backstage segment. But we need to rewind real quick.
Okay.
We said we had a more in-depth. So, I don't know if you read it. I read it. Taker's participation in this show meant they had to scratch somebody's return. You know who it was? It was Becky. So Becky was originally supposed to be on Raw Netflix and do a face-to-face with Rhea that was going to lead up to that was supposed to lead up to a Royal Rumble match between Rhea and Becky for the title. That got scratched so they can have Taker on the show. Do you think that was the right call?
It's tough because that moment with Rhea was special.
It was. But this wasn't supposed to be one of those things where we celebrate the past, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we would have had a fucking Austin and Rock and all that shit. This was supposed to be the premiere setting up the future.
Yep.
And again, as much as I love Taker, professionally and personally, take that how you will, I think the wrong call was made there. I think you can pull Taker out to get a buff in ratings at any fucking point. I think they were trying to show too many cards in their hand at that point on Raw Netflix. And it just made more sense for Becky to return for a face-to-face.
Smith. How's that?
Smith. Anyway, it just felt like they kind of took advantage of just somebody being there because Becky was in the back. Becky was geared up. Becky was ready to go, and this almost felt like a last minute thing of, "Where's Mark? Mark, get your motorcycle going." Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think setting up the next feud because they made such a big deal about the Rhea Liv feud ending. I think it would have made a lot of sense to have Becky on there.
So expect to see Becky in the next 2 weeks. I mean, they
I wouldn't be surprised if this coming Monday.
I mean, they've kind of built up this coming Monday. They kind of got a really good card coming up.
Right, we'll talk about that after this.
Yeah. So getting back to going after the Chad Gable thing, they started showing like the Hollywood stars and shit that were in attendance. Macaulay Culkin, Seth Green, what have you.
Culkin got the biggest pop of the night.
Dude, I was fucking ecstatic he was there.
Dude.
It gave me a flashback of 93 when he was at the first Raw.
It's crazy how when he pulled his face up with the hat uncovered, the crowd went nuts.
Yeah, dude.
People still love Macaulay Culkin.
I think they love the story of Macaulay Culkin, because remember, after the Home Alone series, he kind of hit a fucking down point.
Very down
and
point.
he was addicted to drugs, alcohol, partying, and all that shit. He went flat fucking broke, and he legitimately built himself back up to a respected fucking chef in Hollywood. So fucking hats off to him. Nothing but respect. I love Macaulay.
Absolutely. I dug that little thing he did with his hat. He's like,
Yep.
I'm
It's
here.
fucking great. It's fucking great. But let's move on. They did a couple more backstage things that weren't really that fucking important. And then we got to McIntyre and Jay. Not gonna lie, this was my piss break match.
Yeah. I mean, did it need to happen on the Raw on Netflix? Like, really?
This match,
Yeah.
they needed filler matches. Otherwise, you had 3 matches, right? Again, they needed an extra match.
A Penta debut would have been bigger than this match.
Yeah, but it'd have been a 5-minute squash. And that's why I said they still had room for it on this show.
Right.
I went back and watched the highlights. I didn't watch it live. I don't care to watch it live. The story of Drew going after the bloodline thing, it's as old as Kevin going after the bloodline. It's just Kevin's more interesting because now he has a pile driver.
Yeah.
I didn't care for this match. Going off the Saturday night's main event with Sammy and Drew, I thought Drew was going to go over dirty. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Jay went over, but we got to talk about the elephant in the room, man. Did you smell some sage on Monday night?
Yes. If you didn't watch the shit, holy fuck. Jey Uso is announced, and he comes out of the crowd like he always does. He comes down the stairs.
Blown the fuck up
He's unbelievably over.
and gassed.
Travis Scott comes out with him with a handmade, one-of-a-kind hardcore title that Triple H gave him.
Yep.
Smoking weed.
The
Coming
Devils,
down the stairs with Jey Uso and his championship belt. Pat McAfee is like, he's got the sage with him. Motherfucker.
yeah, Pat. That wasn't sage, man. That was White Widow super cheese. That was the devil's lettuce. That was the marijuana, guy.
That is California shit, brother. That is California shit because I don't think that was illegal. I think you could smoke
It's
in auditoriums and shit now.
California love.
That motherfucker came out smoking
And just
and
yeeting everywhere.
Just
I mean, he was a little off because he was a little fucked up.
a little
But
bit.
let's be real. Nobody was as fucked up yeeting that night than fucking Michael Cole.
Michael Cole, oh my God. He was yeeting when no music was going.
I know. Dude, it was fucking weird. And God bless Michael Cole. That motherfucker on commentary with Pat McAfee was like, how the fuck do I get on this table?
Yeah.
He's like, he finally on his table, how do I get down? You gotta be a superstar, brother.
Little bit of athleticism there, Mike. You've
Michael-
been in the ring, Michael.
Michael Cole is showing us just how white he really is.
Hip hop music is his favorite, but he is a white ass motherfucker.
Yep. But, for
Pat was like, you're eating all off. What are you doing?
don't eat all in my pants. But the highlights, it's a standard Monday Night Raw match to me. Nothing really fantastic happened. Jay went over.
Yeah.
Nothing really on the post match. This was just a filler match for Monday Night Raw, which was fine. They needed a couple of these on this show
Yeah.
to take away from all. Once again, seeing our boys in the crowd and in the fucking skyboxes.
Yeah.
And let's be real, the only time I even popped for anybody in the skybox was New Day just sitting over like this.
Like, why aren't we on this show?
And somebody threw something at them. They're like, what the fuck? And they're like, ha, 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 ha. Let's cut the fucking commercial again. And that's something we're going to get a part of in just a minute. Let's finish up with the show itself.
All right.
So we come back, getting ready for the main. Build-up's amazing. Love it. Somebody, and Becky, I'm talking to you right now. You need to learn to tell your husband no. No, you cannot wear that. No, you're not allowed to make that.
Oh, wait. No. We missed something before. Something happened before the main event that we've completely skipped over.
No, we have to talk about Seth fucking Rollins, right? freaking Rollins right now because I can't handle the Devil Wears Prada shit anymore.
All right,
It's 2025.
Yeah, that motherfucker dresses insane.
Dude, when he was Authority, Seth, loved his gear. When he was the Monday Night Messiah with the fucking Bane jacket, I was okay with. But ever since he's fucking come back from that shit, and I think he watched Zoolander 1 and 2, The Devil Wears Prada, and any other fucking fashion show movie, and was like, I can do that. Seth, please, evolve. Evolve. The most serious I was supposed to take you was that promo with you, Cody, Rock, and Roman on that SmackDown before Mania. And I couldn't fucking take you seriously because your shoulder pads were fucking 20 feet each side. You look like a fucking airplane.
Yeah.
For the love of God. Now you could talk about what happened before the main event.
All right, so let's do a little reverse. We had the biggest special guest of the night. All right. We had the new partnership between WWE and the great American beer with its spokesperson,
Jimmy Hart.
Hogan. Jimmy Hart, too. Hulk Hogan came out looking like
trash.
Looking fucking horrible. Like, I know he's an old man.
Yeah, he's about 70 now, and he's looking it now.
Yeah, he's starting to look it. Yeah, his skin is sagging. It's a rough situation.
Dude, he hasn't looked this bad since Hogan was best.
The one thing that he didn't have that night was cheers, though.
That's not true. He cheered.
Yes, that's
cheers.
True. Cheers. That motherfucker got booed out of the building, and it was glorious.
Yes, it was.
It was amazing. And people are like, oh, he only got booed because he was in California and it's liberal out there. No, motherfucker, he got booed because he's a racist piece of shit. All right, that's why he got fucking booed.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with fucking politics. Because if that was the fucking case, I didn't hear a single fucker boo Taker.
Oh.
Remember, Taker had Trump on his fucking podcast.
Yeah, but also, he's not out sucking Trump dick like Hulk is. Everywhere Hulk goes in public, he's like MAGA.
You don't listen to the podcast like I do. I'm just saying.
Okay, well,
he's a very proud Republican. He's one of those Republicans that's just going to vote Republican because he is Republican.
Well, I mean, that's fine. But Hogan getting booed didn't have nothing to do with that.
No.
It has to do with him being just a horrible human being.
Mm-hmm. Y'all now seeing the shit I saw fucking 15 years ago. I'm just waiting for y'all to start booing Ric Flair for fucking real. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Garbage people.
Anyway,
but that's all I wanted to say with that.
Talk about the promo.
Talk about
how horrible the promo was.
Oh my God, the promo was garbage. I don't even remember what he said, but I know it was something
he said something like, brother.
Yes, he definitely said brother. And his old ass had such a hard time ripping that tank top off.
I felt so bad. And he had the cut.
That pre-cut, and he's like,
yeah, like he had the microphone up to his hand like this. He was trying to rip it with one. He couldn't do it. So he kind of like tried to angle it to continue the promo and was still struggling. And then this arm just like went dead weight. Like, shh.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, dude, Hogan used to be a master of the crowd. He could be able to tell when he was going to get cheered and when he was going to get bored. Obviously, this is not that same Hogan. Because if this was the same Hogan from fucking 95, 96, he would have flipped the fucking script and went straight fucking Hollywood Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
He would have fucking earned those boos at that point.
Yeah. But no, it was a disaster.
Yes.
All right. He needs a walker. He can barely move.
Mm-hmm.
He used to be 6'7". I think he's like 5'9" now.
He's like 6'3". He's like,
yeah. He's lost at least 4 inches of spine.
That's what happens when you have spinal fusion surgery multiple fucking times. That's what happens when you drop a fucking leg drop, do an ass bump for 40 fucking years. That shit gets to you.
No, it definitely does. So yeah, that was my rant on Hulk Hogan. It was just nonsense.
But Jimmy Hart looked amazing.
I can't believe, knowing how the crowd and people in general react to Hulk Hogan, why they signed a multi-year deal with his beer. I cannot fucking understand it one bit. When they've got Steve Austin's beer they could do, Like, I mean, fuck any beer other than fucking Hulk Hogan's beer.
Dude, Castell. They could have signed Castell multi-year.
They could.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I know the guy.
That shit's a lot better than Wheatley, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you can actually drink that neatly.
Neatly.
So,
but yeah, going back to it.
I don't get the partnership. I don't.
It's fickle. It really is. And to me, it's more or less a sympathy signing. Like, oh well, we see you're almost out of money, so let's go ahead and just. You're fine. Mike's unplugged.
Yeah.
That's right. On your knees, sir. On your knees. That's right. All the way under the table. But yeah, but Jimmy Hart showing up on fucking Raw. That man has not aged in 50 goddamn years, man. It's fucking unreal. And you know we're gonna see him in April at the knockout show because he does the autograph signing every year for him. And I'm gonna go up to him and be like, dude, it's not plastic surgery. You are straight up either a god, a demon, or you found the fountain of youth in St. Augustine, Florida. What? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
dude, I need to know his secret because he's not aged a day since he was in fucking Memphis.
That's true.
God almighty.
Yeah, he looks great.
But his fucking voice. I can't stand his voice.
If any of y'all didn't just hear the end of my Hogan rant, you just fucking missed out. I'm not redoing it. My mic got unplugged. My bad. We're going to throw it to our last commercial break.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Here we go. Havoc Energy Drink is the energy drink for gamers and streamers by gamers and streamers. Not only does it have the B vitamins and caffeine that you're used to in your energy drinks, but it also has a healthy dose of creatine for mental acuity to help you win that next game or focus through that next stream. Go to tryhavocenergy.com and enter the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. Again, that's tryhavocenergy.com. Enter the code HSP10 at checkout for 10% off your order. And it's always a surprise, so let's see. Okay, all right. So, Amazon Music Unlimited. They are now offering your first 30 days free on a new membership. It's only $9.99 after that, and you can cancel anytime. Get unlimited access to over 100 million songs at the click of a button, and get your first month on the Heel Shit podcast.
Amazon Music's like a box of chocolates.
You never know.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yep. Every time I click on it, it's a different thing.
Yeah. It's 3 months, 6 months. Hell, one time we're going to get a fucking year. I'm like, oh, I'm canceling my shit. Getting that for a year. But yeah, let's move on. Main event. It was good.
The punker and the freaking, and it was good.
It was good. First thing, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the ring jacket that CM Punk used at Raw Netflix was not the same one at the All Out Brawl Out. Okay? This wasn't the one that he wore when he choked out Jack Perry. Elwood, who said you can get up?
God damn it, Elwood.
God damn it. Elwood, go. This is who you hire.
I still feel good about it.
Can you buy some WD-40 for him? Because that's not the door, that's his knee joints.
Community service. I'm continuing my humanitarian arc.
It's 2025. Become the villain again. Fuck's sake. Anyway. The devil's right here. Obviously not humanitarian of the year. You're right up there with Vince McMahon now.
Fuck.
Remember that.
Thanks.
Don't shit on people. But yeah, I saw a lot of people grap about it. Obviously, it's not the same one. This was actually, if you go back and look, this is the one he actually wore for the MJF match, the dog collar match, when he came out with the AFI music.
Right.
So, put that shit to rest.
You wore it in Ring of Honor, too.
Not that particular jacket. He had to get it
one just like that.
Yeah, one just like that. There was basically an homage to it in AEW, and then so on and so forth. Big match feel. Build up to it. Phenomenal. To me, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, this felt as good as the build up between Triple H and Undertaker Hell in a Cell WrestleMania 28.
Damn.
I'm not saying it's Rock Austin WrestleMania 17, but the jabs and how personal shit got, this felt great. The build-up felt great. The match was good.
Good.
Borderline great.
Yes.
Couple of fuck-ups here and there. But again, this is kind of what we were talking about before. If you think about it, 1, 2. This is like Punk's 4th opponent.
Yeah.
Since coming back to WWE.
He's had like 2 matches this year. Last year.
In the last year, yeah. Well, obviously he had the injury he was recuperating. So he didn't really get cleared until like September. But they're using him how they need to use him. They don't need to use him every Monday night on Raw. Use him as a special attraction.
No, I got you.
Punk draws money.
I'm good with
that. Good,
that.
bad, or indifferent. Obviously his work with Drew McIntyre. All 3 matches were fucking amazing.
Yes.
Loved every fucking one from SummerSlam all the way to Bad Blood.
Yep.
Even then, those weren't perfect. Those were great. This match really felt chapter 1 of a story that's going to be told throughout this year.
Definitely.
This year is going to be the year of Seth and Punk.
I agree.
Bar none. The callbacks in the matches where he's worked John over in AEW, the callbacks where he's worked Roman.
Fun fact,
way back,
this match was produced by Abyss.
This is true. And
Chris Park is a great producer.
He's a great human being. Except for his fantasy football. It's fucking dog water. But Chris Parks, Abyss, I met him way back when I was like 13 when he was working TNA full time and I was there on the weekends. Great human being. He is very a selfless person, and I just love how he was able to transition smoothly from being an active member to backstage producer, from company to company. I love everything about it. But this match was good, dude. Really no flaws.
It was good plus. Good plus.
Borderline great.
Borderline.
But it wasn't quite there. There was a couple things they could have done. And I'm not saying go get gigged. I'm not saying draw fucking color. It just felt
like it's gonna get better.
It is. And they kind of put a limiter on it because it was just
What's up, Levi?
1-on-1. Not a no disqualification, not a special gimmick match, nothing like that. It was just 1-on-1. Because of that, they kind of had to limit what they could do to each other, even though they were very lenient on the fucking rules. I mean, I love the fact that Seth got into the referee's face and said, "Let that shit ride. Let that shit," and he made it very vocal on the fucking camera. Let that shit ride. You know, it was one of those, this is personal to me. I need to get this shit dealt with. Fighting in the crowd, that was fucking good. No wasted motion there. But you can tell when Punk got gassed. Punk, they kind of slowed it down some, so to speak. More stall tactics, more Seth playing to the crowd, playing to the referee. Did somebody have an issue spamming the finish button with the fucking GTS? I counted 5.
Yeah.
That's both Seth and Punk. Punk hit 4. Actually, no, 6. Seth hit 2 of them. Now, the attempts for the fucking GTS, this should have just been a fucking first person hit at GTS wins.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like they kind of watered down what the GTS is supposed to be, because when that first got debuted in WWE, it was fucking devastating. I've taken a few. They suck quite a bit. I love how it was personal enough for Seth to try to beat him with his own move. I love how Punk said, "You know what? Fuck it. You're using my finish. I'm gonna try
to use yours.
I'm gonna try to fucking hit the curb stomp, and I'll give him a B for effort. It wasn't as good as it could have been. I've seen him hit better ones on Jon Moxley in AEW. So yeah, I really have no complaints to this. I look forward to where this is going. And we talked about it on WIW with the fantasy booking. Either Punk or Seth win in the Rumble, and whoever didn't win the Rumble win the Elimination Chamber, win the title, and go to WrestleMania. Them two feud night 1. Where do you go from there? And that obviously that's a story for another time. We're not going to get into that right now. But overall, given it was 4 matches, 3 good, 1 so-so. This was a good solid 7.
Yeah.
My complaints obviously is too much focus on other contracted members and crowd and then a skybox. The shit with Cody being in the crowd and then having to run all the way backstage to do a fucking legit intro. That felt hokey as fuck. I don't know about you on your feed, but I had a couple of things on my feed of where it wasn't glitching or lagging or anything like that. But you can tell that whoever was playing with the camera buttons that night were not on their fucking A game. And another thing that irked the fuck out of me is when they were doing the constant fucking ads. And they would come back and they would go into a sponsor. And it'd just be the regular music and the regular lights. But like 10 seconds before they get done, you know, promoting their shit, it goes right back to a superstar entrance. Like just random music into their music, into the lights. And like, why?
Yeah.
Why not just go ahead and have, you know, their shit coming back from commercial already playing? Let it play through the fucking commercial. Let them fucking, you know, cut a promo or something in between. Hype up their shit and then go into it from there.
Oh shit, Henry.
Ah, fuck. I'll tell you one thing I did enjoy though, and it's something they started here. The drone camera.
Yes.
I love that shit.
The drone cameras are dope. And I'm loving the drone designs in the sky that they're doing. I think China started that because they had that dragon come out and everything. But
they attempted it at one of the Saudi Arabia shows in the last year or so. It didn't work out too well. More likely because of the heat of how Saudi Arabia is. But I can see them start doing that for big fours or like big deal shows.
yeah, no, I dug it. My biggest complaint were the fucking commercial breaks. Holy shit. I posted this on one of the social medias and people tried to argue with me. I don't give a fuck what you say. There were more commercial breaks on Raw Netflix than there were on Raw USA. And there might be one less ad to say, oh, we had less commercial time. No. That doesn't fucking matter with me. No. Add a commercial and take a breakout.
Your boy did the math.
Yeah.
Your boy did the math because I went back again yesterday because, you know, you're sick as fuck, bitch. And, you know, I'm going to time it. I'm going to time how many commercial breaks we went into and what the time was. A third of the fucking show was fucking ads.
Damn, dog.
Right at 53 minutes. Ads.
Wow.
As far as how many breaks, there were, depending on what was going on, whether it was backstage or stuff, it was 3 to 5 in an hour. So don't sit there and tell me that there was less fucking commercials. Now, I haven't watched Raw on USA in a long time. All right? But I've seen enough people bitch, and I've seen fucking Corny fucking actually do the fucking math himself. And I know how you feel about Corny, but when he breaks down fucking wrestling, he's a fucking genius.
I can't deny that.
And he went over the Raw Netflix thing. And he even said that there was 15% more commercial time on Netflix than there was on cable television.
Yep, I knew it.
And maybe because it was first Raw, they had to get all their fucking ads in and shit, and that's fucking cool. But you took away with all the fucking people in the crowd. That's my biggest gripe on this one. You took too much away. You could have had more action. You could have had more in-ring promos. You could have had more build-up. Now, the stuff with like Chad Gable and, you know, setting up the Pentagon thing, that's okay. If you're not going to have that match, that's okay. Set it up for next week. But you got Damian and Finn main eventing in a street fight that's coming up Monday. Fucking have Damian or Finn go out there and cut a goddamn promo. It's not that fucking hard. I mean, whoever the writing staff on this was, dropped the fucking ball as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it was a mismanaged 3 hours.
Luckily, it wasn't 4. I mean, they were advertising 3.5 to 4 hours. I'm glad they didn't go that long.
Yeah.
I don't think Seth and Punk could have went that long. Let me correct that. I don't think Punk could have went that long.
True.
Yeah.
think the spirit would be willing, but the flesh wouldn't quite make it there.
Weak and flabby.
Yeah. All right.
Snoo, snoo. So final thoughts on the Raw Netflix. How do you?
It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't before the show. Pat McAfee was like, "This is gonna be a WrestleMania level show." No, the fuck it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean they were predicting to be pay-per-view quality. I don't know what pay-per-view they were watching. They must have been watching an old fucking CZW or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good. This was one of those. It felt like an anniversary Raw kind of, or anniversary SmackDown, one of their anniversay shows. Big deal show.
It was like a Raw 25th.
That was a better show.
Yeah.
This I don't know. This was an experience. I'm not gonna say it was a good Raw. I'm gonna say it was okay. Because I say that, I just believe it was overhyped. If they would have hyped it up like a regular Raw, moving into it like they did in years past with anniversary shows, it'd been good.
Yeah.
But this one was just okay, and the numbers kind of show that. I think the live watch along was 600, give or take.
Yeah, live viewers.
Yeah, and as of Friday morning, worldwide was roughly 8 million. But that's something, we need to talk about, because they made it very clear whenever they air Raw on Netflix, it's not going to be live in your time zone. It's live, period. So if it's over in Japan, it's coming on here at 3 a.m.
Mm.
I don't know about you, but I'm not watching that live.
Yeah, no.
I will gladly watch that when I get up.
Yep.
And stream it. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the streaming numbers from after the 660,000 live, and I want to see them leading up to this coming up Monday night. I want to see those numbers worldwide, because the only numbers I saw were US, Canada, UK, and Mexico. I didn't see anything from South America. I didn't see anything from Asia, Australia, or anything like that. I want to see all the numbers. I want to see where everybody stands. Same thing with AEW with their Max deal. I keep seeing their cable numbers,
Yeah.
but I can't find their Max numbers anywhere.
Mm.
I don't know if they're not going to track them. They need to.
They do need to.
They need to see.
I just don't know if they're going to release them.
They need to see if the streaming numbers are better than the cable numbers, because you might have a better deal on the streaming shit. And I think that's where WWE's at right now. Like, we have NXT and SmackDown on USA right now in the US. Literally everywhere else in the world, it all streams on Netflix Live.
Yep.
And I feel WWE's ahead of the curve on that one, as they usually are when it comes to this kind of shit.
Yep.
And for for AEW to become that number 2 and stay a good constant number 2, they need to follow suit, but quick.
Yeah.
They got a good start showing their weekly shows on Max now, as well as they got a library of all the original Dynamites. But they need to move all that shit over. And if it was me, all their Ring of Honor shit that they still stream on Honor Club,
Yeah.
on ringofhonor.com,
All of it.
move that shit to your network television. Let that be your feeder system to AEW. I mean, it's all it really is.
Yeah.
If not, you wouldn't have fucking Chris Jericho, the fastest slow man alive, fucking mouthing off the fucking Ricky Morton on fucking Ring of Honor television.
Right.
Give Ring of Honor that spotlight. Let that be a separate income. Because right now, 158,000 people watch fucking Ring of Honor weekly. Big fucking wolf. You put that shit on cable TV, double if not triple those numbers.
Yeah.
Those 600,000
yeah.
that's on cable would be right there for Ring of Honor. And I guarantee you, every hardcore AEW fan that watches it live on fucking television will go fucking to Vax. Because I guarantee you at least 80% of them already had that streaming.
Probably.
So,
Yeah.
again, I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but I want to see everybody do good.
100%.
So that's just my 2 cents. Obviously, they're not going to listen to me. I'm just a podcaster. They do what the fuck they want. Tony will do what the fuck he wants. He wants to spend his money to the point he legitimately goes, oh shit, there's actually something that is not bottomless. Go right ahead. But these are ideas that somebody needs to bring to his attention.
Yeah. True. All right. Well,
Finale.
so
The merch, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fucking tired, dude. This was a very draining episode. Let me try one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the merch.
The merch
is fucking gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It's fucking gorgeous. As always, we have Hill Shit Podcast merchandise like my boy has right here on the pink hoodie. You got Forbidden Kingdom merchandise, which I'm sure he's wearing a t-shirt up under it. Please don't let him bring that up. We have retro Dark Cordz. We have retro Draven Grimes. We have new Dark Cordz merchandise on the shop right now. We have new Forbidden Kingdom merchandise that will be out within the next 2 weeks, guaranteed. We've got confirmation on that one. And let's see, the Fuck Logan Paul shirts and the uncensored and the censored one for the fucking snowflakes, because his grand return on Monday night was him sitting in the fucking crowd with everybody else, which shows you that he's a fucking mid-carder at best.
At best.
And my pole watcher shirt, because somebody needs to watch the guys watching the strippers, watching the guys watching the strippers. And with that, don't forget the social medias.
All the socials, TikTok, X, Blue Sky. I don't know if you guys are on Blue Sky.
I'm on Blue Chew.
Well, that, yeah. But everything at Heel Shit Podcast. Like, subscribe wherever you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the YouTube memberships. And we will see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Cool. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. One in this city, ain't nobody in the way, where the kings of the night stay.
Cool, we cut it early.
For Draven Grimes, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit.
Sit down, Elwood.
Sorry, forgot.